What's up? It's your neighborhood Pusha, and you checking out Hard Knock TV. Yeah. My first hip hop memory was receiving a UTFO album from my sister, who worked in a record store in Harlem, and I was living in Virginia at the time.
Was there a particular song or artist that made you want to rap?
My brother. My brother's the only person that made me want to rap. I wasn't rapping at first. I actually brought my brother to Pharrell. Me and Pharrell were just really good friends. So once he found out who my brother was, who was also known in the area, but who was rapping with Timbaland at the time. This is around the time Timbaland left Virginia and went to go work with Jodeci in like Jersey or so. And when that happened, I made the connection of those two. And then from there, it was just every day at Chad's house, Chad Hugo. And just everybody there and be making music. And I'd just be sitting in. So one day I just had the desire and picked up a pen and wrote a verse, and everybody was like, man, that's dope. But it was my first verse. The record was called Thief in the Night. I don't even remember it, but either way, the consensus was that we were gonna be a group. And that's how the Clipse were born.
Yo, I go by the name of Pharrell from the Neptunes, and I just wanna let y'all know
I'm your Pusha.
The world is about to feel something that they never felt before.
It's been over a decade since Lord Willing came out.
Yes.
What's the biggest difference between making a group album and now making your debut solo album?
For me, it's making sure that I capture the greatness that I'm missing without having my brother there. I mean, I try to make sure my verses are a bit more introspective. I try to make sure that I give you a stream of consciousness where my role in the Clipse was to be brash and arrogant and just more colorful.
This album has definitely been in the making for a while now. At any point, did you think, or were you worried that the album might not come out through good music?
Hell no. Never was I worried was the album not gonna come out. Never. I knew the album was gonna come out. See, like, what people don't know, like, I was, while everybody was saying, yo, you should come out with your album, I wasn't viewing it like that, because that's the consensus of like an industry person like myself. I was more based on the fans and trying to figure out and try to lock them in and retune their minds to the fact that I'm a solo artist. And that was taking a long time for me anyway. I wasn't getting the response that I liked. My first two freestyles, one was called Bidding War, and there was another one that was about Duttus Coke in Jamaica. And the response wasn't too warm. And I was like, wait a minute. So I'm like listening to my verse like, no, I'm bodying this. And then, you know, people were just not happy that my brother wasn't coming on the end of the song. So I'm like, okay, so now I gotta go on overdrive and overkill. So that's why you get Fear of God 1, Fear of God 2, Wrath of Cain. Features. You know, luckily I had some great alley-oops. Soul Paul, me, Jay-Z, Ye, Sahai, you know, Runaway, things like that. But it took a long time to readjust the mind of the consumer. Oh man, you know, me and Ye have those candid conversations a lot. I just didn't know he was ready for the world to hear what we talk about in regards to just our take on culture vultures and our take on, you know, things we've innovated or trends we've set. And you know, I personally, I'm just blessed to be able to be around a creative like him, you know, and I just appreciate it. I'm glad he came through. I'm glad he spoke the way he did. And you know, I think it worked out for the best.
Kanye said you're the epitome of the culture and the heart of the city. What does that mean to you?
Oh, I am the culture. Like, you know, I just feel like it's true. Like, and the heart of the city is like, that's any city. You know what I'm saying? I have my hand on the pulse of what's going on in the streets. And, you know, when he's saying the culture, he's talking of, you know, my culture and my you know, my realm. Mm-hmm. I've been lucky enough to be around, you know, guys who are exposed like a Kanye West or like a Pharrell Williams. So that allows me and allows my mind to be a bit broader. You know, I can tell you about, you know, streets, but I can also tell you about Murakami. You know what I'm saying? I know, like, you know, cause, you know what I'm saying? I know, you know, just different things, you know, whether it be art or architecture and things like that. I'm familiar with it. I think that broadens my raps a bit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And you know, it just helps out. It helps out a lot. It helps out a lot in being to articulate what I want to speak to my fan base in the streets, and also to bring in other people.